Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia Rebecca Parchment and this is HR Talks with Lish, where we talk all things HR. Join me on this journey to success as a HR intern to one day becoming a full-time HR professional. If you're new here, then welcome to the HR Talks with Lish community. Please can you like, comment, subscribe and click that notification bell so that you're always notified every single time I upload a video. And without further ado, let's get into today's video. So before I start today's video, I would just like to announce that I have started an Instagram page for HR Talks with Lish. Now this Instagram page is going to bring you content that is related to the videos that I post, but I just kind of want to have something alongside my YouTube just to help you get even more valuable advice from my channel. I'm also going to be utilizing the Instagram platform and asking you questions about what content you want to see from me so that we can be even more connected than we are right now. I really want HR Talks with Lish to grow, to help more HR students, to help undergrads, postgrads, and people just starting out in their HR careers to gain the most from this channel and from the Instagram page and ensure that we're all growing and glowing together. This is a journey. I'm still at the start of my journey as well, and I really just want us all to be successful in what we're doing. So please, can you follow my Instagram page? It's at HR Talks with Lish, and I cannot wait to get this really up and running and give you even more valuable content. So in today's video, I want to talk to you about how having a Bachelor's of Science in Psychology can actually help you with if you want to get into a career in HR. So I actually graduated with a Bachelor's of Science in Psychology in 2019, but I'm going to go backwards in time and just talk to you about like how I got to the position that I'm in today and how that psychology degree can help me and is helping me. So I actually wanted to be a weather reporter when I was in primary school. I don't know where that came from, because usually in primary school you want to be like a singer or you want to be an actor. Back then there wasn't really influencer kind of job that didn't exist yet or anything like that. But I personally wanted to be a meteorologist or weather reporter, and it was something that I really wanted to do until when I was like in year 7, I kind of looked into it a bit more and kind of thought, okay, I might need to know geography a little bit, and I don't really like geography. So from that day, I decided I don't want to be a weather reporter anymore, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do whilst I was secondary. I think I got to like year probably 8 or 9, and I started thinking about doing a career in law. And it was something that I really wanted to do at that point in year 9. So I started to do work experience. When we got into year 10, I went to like some law firms, and I worked at the council in the law department. I went to magistrate courts, and I looked at and watched what was going on in courts, and I looked and read through cases, and it was really exciting for me. Like I really felt like this was an area and avenue that I wanted to go down. So to everybody, it looked like I wanted to have a career in law. I told everybody I wanted to do it. When I got into sixth form, I did this Pathways to Law program at Warwick University for a couple of years. And in that, I literally was able to learn more about law. We did so many workshops, working on cases and working in groups to understand them. So there was a lot going on from my side in terms of wanting to know more about law. And I did the work experience, so it looked like I was going down that path. And then they got to a point where I basically didn't want to do law anymore, and the actual reason why I didn't want to do law is because, and when I look back it's not a good reason, but that's just, I was thinking I didn't think I was capable to actually do law in the future, like actually take on the job role as a lawyer. I just didn't think I myself was capable in doing that. So I kind of like put myself down and said, you know what, maybe that's not the career for me. I don't think I'll be able to handle it in the future. Not even knowing what it would be like if I did do it. I didn't even like think about trying. I just thought, no, I can't do that. And that's not the mindset to have. But when I was younger, that's the kind of mindset I did have. I just thought I wasn't capable of doing things. So because of that, I said, okay, I don't want to do law in university because it's not going to work out for me. So let me do something else. And then that's when I decided to switch to psychology. And I thought that if I did psychology, because I didn't really know what to do at that point, psychology has a lot of transferable skills. So you can learn different aspects of like everything within psychology, because it's to do with the human mind and behavior. That's something that you need to know about and understand in every single sector that we have on this planet. So I thought it would be a really course to just do now, because I just didn't know where I wanted to go. So I took it in A levels, and I actually did all right in it in my A levels. So I thought, okay, yeah, let me do psychology, and then after I do that, maybe I can think of doing something else. And that's quite different from how people would see it, because a lot of people would think, oh, you're doing psychology, now you want to become a psychologist. But that was never the case. I knew that my psychology degree would allow me to have a lot of different transferable skills that I could put into a different sector. I did think about maybe doing law after psychology, because you can do a conversion course once you've done your degree, but I didn't know. That was still a thought process in my head, but I wasn't too sure. But when I was looking at the degree and the course, when I was applying for Manchester, something that really stood out to me was that in the third year, and I was thinking ahead at this point, but in the third year, I'd be able to do a module in human resources. And just going back a little bit, I really thought that the way I am and just my characteristics and personality would suit a human resource job. I'm very adamant on personal development. I do like to solve challenges, and I like to be creative. And I thought all of these characteristics would add up and be a good fit for human resources. So even though I chose a degree in psychology, at that time I didn't really know you could do a degree in human resources. I was still like not too sure what it fully was, but I thought it sounds like something maybe I would be able to do. So in third year, I'll try it out. So in 2016, I started my psychology degree, and I feel like it really did allow me to develop in the sense of how does the human mind work, and how does our behaviors affect how we do things, the way we are with people, the way we treat the environment. And especially for me, because I was trying to go down a human resource avenue after, how does the human mind and behavior work in the workplace? And within the modules that I had to take as a mandatory part of the course, and also the optional ones I chose, I really do think that it allowed me to gain a broad range of how psychology works within different fields and sectors. So for example, social psychology helped me to understand how we as humans work when we're in social environments, when we're in groups, when we're on our own, and different concepts and theories really kind of helped me to put things together, piece things together, especially when I was trying to write my essays and assignments as to how we can connect with one another. And when I was in third year, I chose organizational psychology as an option, and I really liked that because I was able to understand how leadership, teamwork, and various other factors within the workplace, like the psychological contracts, and can really affect the way that we communicate with each other as employees and with management and so forth. And that is something I really took away with me, especially when going into my master's degree, because there was a lot of overlap with organizational psychology from my undergrad course and also in my master's course. So I really think that it did give me a lot of transferable skills. Despite me saying all this, for me personally, psychology was not really for me. I didn't really like or enjoy the course as much as when I did topics that were more related to the workplace and more related to human resources. That's when I liked it more. And I didn't really do as well on some of the assignments as I did with the human resource assignment that I chose, and also the business management assignment I chose in third year. Those were the ones that I did better on, but I still think that there was an application there in terms of what I learned from modules within psychology and solely psychology that helped me to develop myself when talking about theories and concepts within business management and HR. So now I'm just going to go through some tips and reasons why I believe that having a psychology degree can help you to gain a career within HR, and why you shouldn't think that if you have a psychology degree you can't transfer into the HR field, because there are a lot of different similarities. So when you're in HR, you need to be dealing with people on quite a daily basis. So the link with psychology here is we need to better understand human connections, and this is something that you will gain from doing a psychology degree. You can understand people in a better context. Not to say you need a psychology degree to do that, but I'm just saying that if you were to come from a psychology background, it's great to have that kind of knowledge on how people think and how that translates to thoughts, feelings, and perceptions, so that you can gauge a situation maybe a little bit better. So within HR, there are a lot of different sectors, such as recruitment, talent and development, employee engagement, performance management, compensation and benefits, learning and development. There's so many different aspects that with a psychology degree, if you've got that background and prior experience, you can actually help to maybe improve organizational performance due to having the knowledge of theory and concepts which can interlink within these different sectors to help employee engagement rise. You usually do a statistics and research methods module when doing a psychology degree, and this is really helpful in the sense that within HR there are a lot of reports to analyze and a lot of data to be collected, and it's good to have that knowledge on how to use Excel or SPSS, because you'll have to deal with a lot of data and come and draw conclusions from that data whilst you're in a HR profession in some circumstances. So one thing I've learned though whilst being in my HR internship is that this is something that you probably need to make sure you're repeating and doing quite frequently, because you do need to make sure that you can understand how to interpret data properly whilst in HR positions, depending on the position that you're in. But it's good to have that knowledge, and that's something that I myself am developing even more. Also, having a psychological background can help you to convert psychological theory into tangible work practices. So for example, you might think, how can I improve employee engagement? And there may not be enough praise happening publicly or privately within the corporation that you're working in, because a lot of people like to feel that their work is valued by the organization and by the other people around them, peers and colleagues. So it's good to maybe ensure that there's a process in place where people are being praised. So that's just one example, but it's great to be able to turn psychological theory into tangible work practices. Also within psychology, mental health is usually a topic that gets covered, and with your knowledge or experience, you can also maybe help to reduce the stigma surrounding mental health in your organizations. There might be a way to promote this more, there might be a way to put in new procedures in place to help more awareness around mental health. So this is something that if you do psychology, maybe you've learnt a particular skill or practice that can help and be implemented within an organization within the HR department to help the wider business. And finally, having a psychology degree can really help when it comes to understanding human connection, because you do learn about people's personality traits, and this may be something that helps you to really connect with people connect with people more. And I think it's just really good to have that kind of background in human behavior, understanding human behavior and trying to interpret this within different environments, because it can really help to solve issues and problems within an organization when you put practical theory into practice. One thing I do want to say as well is having a psychology degree does not mean that you're going to become a mind reader. A lot of people think that having a psychology degree is associated with that, and that's not the case. I think it's just more about being able to understand people in a different way and interpreting and going in depth with how people think and feel, which in all organizations is something that would be loved by departments, for them to have that inside knowledge from somebody. So I honestly feel that if you do have a psychology degree, then the things that I've just listed, hopefully you can transfer that within an organization if you're starting out in HR, and not think that just because you've got a psychology degree means that you're not going to be able to transfer into that. You can think about ways to use your psychology experience to then put that to an interviewer if you're going for a HR job as to why you would be a good fit. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope that this has helped you in some way. If you've got a psychology degree and you were thinking, oh, I'm not sure if I can get into HR, hopefully this has reassured you that that's not the case. You really can. Please like, comment and subscribe to my channel for even more content, and please also can you follow my Instagram page HR Talks with Lish for a bit more advice and just a consolidation of what we're doing on these YouTube videos as well. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one.